Significance of directive principles of state policy. Take running notes. నేను స్లోగా చెప్తాను. Significance of DPSPs. It's not just yesterday you understood what are DPSPs. You need not repeat the articles. Even if I repeat in my lecture, you need not repeat the articles. What I will do, I will explain what is the significance. How to write the answer when they give a question on what is the significance of directive principles of state policy. See, when they ask significance, you should say why they are important, in what manner the government is implementing them, and what are the limitations of DPSPs. All these things you have to discuss. Okay, as you all know, fundamental rights are enforceable and directive principles are not enforceable. Though directive principles are not enforceable, they are nevertheless fundamental in the governance of the country. Though directive principles are not enforceable, they are nevertheless fundamental in the governance of the country, and the state is answerable, the government is answerable for their non-implementation during elections. The government is answerable to the electorate for their non-implementation during elections. You know why? See, nobody asked Prime Minister Modi for PM Kisan because we don't go to court if directive principle is violated. And in the same way MG Narega, in the same way Food Security Act. There are many schemes and programs and public policy which we actually get from the government, though it is not a fundamental right on our part, where we expect many things from the government. If they don't perform, we can go to court. But still government do it. You know why? Because the government in the power is answerable to the people during elections for the non-performance or if they don't deliver the goods which are really important for the people. So this is the relevance of directive principles of state policy. Though they are not enforceable, they are really important. As you all know, we have borrowed directive principles of state policy from Irish constitution, and Ireland borrowed it from Spain constitution, Spanish constitution. And directive principles of state policy should be followed by various institutions of national life in promoting the better social order. What is promoting better social order? Promoting better social order means, see, there are various systems in the country like judiciary, like parliament, like say various institutions like higher education commission, like information commission, or governor, the post of governor, or CBI. There are various setups. They all should work for the good and balanced equitable social order rather than helping only few people or elitist class. So all institutions of national life should help the India to grow equally, should help all the people in the society to grow equally. This is the basic aim of directive principle of state policy, DPSP. It is not that only the government thinks, the various organs of the system, various functionaries in the system. There are various functionaries. In India there are various functionaries. So hundreds and thousands of public units are there, various authorities are there, all should work for effective social order, for the betterment of effective social order. And we should inform to all institutions of national life to promote an effective social order. We should inform all institutions of national life to promote an effective social order. And coming to, if you see article 39, as I told you yesterday, there are many clauses. Article 39, clause A, clause B, clause C, clause D, clause E, clause F. See, the state should allow men and women, state should help men and women to have effective and adequate means of livelihood. What do you mean by adequate means of livelihood? See, when you are citizens of a particular country, our state should help to have our livelihood in the country. For example, for unskilled labor, you have MG Narega. In the same way, we have various skill development programs so that we will get some livelihood, and government should also promote employment and also self-employment. All these things comes under livelihood. And ownership and control of material resources should be for all, and it should not be only for few. It should not be only for few. The material resources of the community. What are material resources of the community? Material resources means the resources which are used for good of individuals, material good of individuals, like country's wealth, like country's minerals mines, like country's important production material, even the benefits of country's GDP, all these things come to everyone. The ownership belongs to everyone, not to the few people. This is 39B. Why 39B is very important? 39B and C are very important because these two articles not only help for social justice but also economic justice, because economic justice and social justice are interrelated. Economic justice and social justice are interrelated. Ownership and control of material resources of the community should be used to subserve all and not to the detriment of many for the benefit of few. We should not help few people and should not create wealth to the disadvantage of many people of India. This is very important. Everything belongs to everyone. Indian resources belong to everyone. You all know in Orissa, some tribal communities recently, 2 years back there is a news. The tribal community people, they are eating beans. Children don't have food. They cannot tolerate the hunger. For that reason, children have eaten seeds from a small plant. Finally they died. Juan tribes, they died. So many tens of tribal children died because they don't have food to eat. This is the pathetic condition of many backward districts in many states in India. And you all know, in FCI godowns on the one side there is a lot of food stock, on the other side people are dying for lack of food. So all these things, the resources of the community should belong to all. So we all know that government have actually had a very good scheme called Food Security Act, but still it's a distant dream that food for everybody in India is still a distant dream, a distant mirage for many of the Indians. And next, 39C, operation of economic system. Operation of economic system does not result in concentration of wealth in few hands. Concentration of wealth in few hands. See, in a country, if rich becomes very rich, poor becomes very poor. Is it a humanistic or is it good for humanity? No. So our economic system should be in such a way that we should ensure good growth levels. At the same time, the fruits of economic benefit should also reach to the poor. The fruits of economic benefit should also reach to the poor. As you all know, India goes for progressive taxation. Progressive taxation in the sense, if you earn more, you have to pay your tax more. So if one man gets so much of money, he has to pay tax more. That tax money will be used for the good of the country and welfare of the people, poor people. So in India we try to minimize the gap between rich and poor, but still in the world and in India there is a lot of concentration of wealth. There is a lot of concentration of wealth. So article 39B and 39C, 39 small b, 39 small c are very crucial for all of us. One is operation of economic system, second is ownership of control of material resources. 39B is ownership of control of material resources, 39C is operation of economic system. These two are the core articles of Directive Principle. Okay, as you all know, every day we talk about ease of doing business. If you promote ease of doing business, we have to ease labor laws also. We should not focus on labor laws, protection of labor. So if you have strong labor laws, automatically there won't be ease of doing business. If you make lot of restrictions on hire and fire system, no investor will come and invest in India. So these things you have to think of. Okay, 39D, equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Here you should understand a point. In the olden days, if a man goes to work, he will get more pay. If a woman goes to work, she will get less pay. After MG Narega, both men and women are getting equal pay. Even today, even after MG Narega in many villages, man will get more pay than women. But for the same work, they should get the same pay. It is a directive principle. And 39E, the health and strength of workers, tender age of children, should not end up sending them to enter into the work which is unsuited to their health and age. See, you will be seeing small children working or very old people working, though it is not good for their health and age. So all these things, just because of lack of money, children should not be forced to work. Just because of poverty, old age people should not be allowed to do such works. So they should not be allowed to do all these things. So that is Article 39E. And 39F, the children should be given adequate opportunities and facilities for development in a healthy manner. And children should not face moral or material abandonment. See, childhood is very, very important for every child. And you all know, in India, the accident of birth decides the fate of child. See, birth in a family is an accident, right? Can you decide in which family you have to take birth? No. But in many cases, the accident of birth is deciding the fate of child in India. See, these things, the childhood and tender ages and the moral values, all these things should not go out from the society. All these things comes under 39A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, and next article is we have 39 capital A. See, whenever in constitution we have capital A, that means it was added. Capital A, capital B. Whenever in the constitution you can see this capital A, capital B concept, that means it was added to the constitution. It is not there in the original constitution. 39 capital A, equal justice and free legal aid. Remember, equal justice and free legal aid. See, in India, a poor man who was in jail cannot afford a lawyer to defend his case. For that reason, if a man have annual income of less than 1 lakh, government will provide him a lawyer. In pursuance of 39 capital A, we have an act in India, National Legal Services Authority Act, also called as NALSA Act, NALSA, 1987. In pursuance of Article 39 capital A, we have an act in India that is called NALSA Act, National Legal Services Authority Act. Under this act, we have created Lok Adalat. I think you know Lok Adalat. Lok Adalats are the people's courts. Generally in India, court cases will take a long time for getting some justice, or at least sometimes it will take generations together. And litigation is very costly in India. Going to court, continuing a court case is very costly in India. For that reason, for compoundable offences, compoundable offence means where compromise is allowed. For compoundable offence, where compromise is allowed, in India, say small cases like family issues, wife and husband problems, or motor vehicle accidents, or check bouncing cases, where there is some compromise is allowed, Lok Adalats are created. In Lok Adalats, they don't follow strict legal procedure. Even NGOs, outside members will also participate. Summary trials will be conducted. Summary means speed up trials. In every court, there will be a Lok Adalat, earmarked particular day, there will be one judge sitting outside. So, Lok Adalats is very, very important. Lok Adalats were created by NALSA Act, National Legal Services Authority Act. Okay, am I clear? Lok Adalats were created under Article 39A of the Indian Constitution. 39A deals with equal justice and free legal aid, and 39A was added to the Constitution. 39A was added to the Constitution by 42nd Amendment 1976. 42nd Amendment 1976. See, don't ask me, 42nd Amendment, socialism, secularism, integrity was added. 42nd amendment, fundamental duties were added. Why in one amendment many things can be added? See, remember, in one amendment they can add one thing, two things or 10 things or many things. Don't think that one amendment is equal to one new thing, one new article. In one amendment they can add many things. In fact, 42nd constitutional amendment is called mini constitutional amendment, or it's called creating a mini constitution. 42nd amendment, remember, okay? 39A was added. And article 40, organization of village panchayats. Article 40, organization of village panchayats. Now try to remember, village panchayats is a directive principle and a Gandhian dream. You just remember some directive principles are Gandhian dreams. I will explain what are Gandhian dreams. Mahatma Gandhi says that India lives in villages. He dreamt of Grama Swarajya. He dreamt of village republic concept, Grama Swarajya, and Article 40 was created to realize the Gandhian dream, and finally by 73rd amendment in 1992 it became a reality. So we have new Panchayat Raj system based on Article 40. Now Article 40 is no more a directive principle, it's a directive principle, but it have become a reality from last 27 years. So we have Panchayat Raj set up by 73rd amendment, which I am going to explain in detail when I am discussing about local self-governments. This is Article 40. Article 41, right to work, public assistance and health in many cases. See, here you should understand a point. Right to work, right to education. Right to work is not a fundamental right. It is only a directive principle. If you have right to work as a fundamental right, everyone will go to court asking the government to provide work. It is only a directive principle. Right to public assistance. See, government will assist you. Annadata Sukhi Bhava is a program in Andhra Pradesh to assist the farmers. PM Kisan is a program in India to assist the farmers. In the same way, Prime Minister Relief Fund. Okay, there are various schemes and programs as public assistance. For example, old age pension schemes in Telangana, Asara. All these things comes under public assistance. Kalyana Lakshmi, Shadi Mubarak. Also these schemes are public assistance. In Tamil Nadu, Amma canteens, in Andhra, Anna canteens. 5 rupees food, also public assistance. So public assistance is a very wide perspective. It has a very wide meaning. So public assistance, for example, disabled pensions. Okay, Mukhyamantri Ivanestam. Unemployment pension. Pension for the unemployed. So even these things are very, very useful for the development of the country, and people expect a lot from the government. So there were a lot many public assistance things, and also government provides education. Now we have right to education as a fundamental right. All these things comes under Article 41. 42. Just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief. Just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief. What do you mean by this just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief? See, we have an act called Maternity Benefits Act. In that act, earlier, if a woman goes on delivery, she will get 12 weeks of leave. 12 weeks of leave. Now it is 26 weeks. Now it is 26 weeks. In the same way, if you are a central government employee, if you go on delivery, 6 months leave, and you have 2 years child care leave, till the child get 18 years old, anyhow, in any spell you can take total 2 years of child care leave along with 6 months of leave for delivery. So we got lot of maternity benefits. Apart from that, just in human conditions of work. As per ILO rules, International Labour Organization rules, maximum hours per week is 48 hours. Earlier, if a person goes to work morning at 7, used to work for 12, 13, 14 hours. Now working hours were restricted. Apart from that, we have various acts, Factories Act, ESI Act, Yes Act, Mines Act, various acts, even the acts like Industrial Disputes Act, Trade Union Act, various acts, Minimum Wages Act, Payment of Bonus Act, Workmen's Compensation Act. We have various acts in supportive of Article 42 to promote just and humane conditions of work. To promote just and humane conditions of work. We have various acts, various things. That is Article 42. 43. Living wage for the workers. Living wage for the workers. See, we always speak about a concept called minimum wage. Minimum wage in the sense, minimum money to live per day. For example, roti, kapda or makan. Roti, kapda or makan. But human being needs beyond this, like sanitation, like health, like hygiene, like nutritious food. So, a wage which makes man to live a decent life is called living wage. Minimum wage is different from living wage. But what we bother is about minimum wage, not living wage. But providing living wage is really a good thing for everyone. You all know the government, UPA government earlier have given many schemes and programs, and Rahul Gandhi again promised if they come into power they will give Nyunatam Aay Yojana. But unfortunately, even for the bitter shock of Rahul Gandhi, UPA received not just a defeat but a very bitter defeat. So, but there is something in Nyay. I don't know how he is going to bring money for that. But if you give minimum basic living to all, definitely the standard of living of the people will increase. If not free money, at least government should create work so that people will get better money. And next is Article 43A. 43 capital A. I told you capital A means article which was added. It was added by 42nd Amendment 1976. I have already said 39A was added by 42nd Amendment. Even 43A was added by 42nd Amendment 1976. So 43A says that participation of workers in the management of industries. 43A says that participation of workers in the management of industries. What is this? See, we have an act called Trade Union Act. Through trade unions, workers can participate and can have a collective bargaining. In the same way, there are many laws like Industrial Disputes Act, various acts, where workers were allowed to be a part, and we have very strong trade unions in India like INTUC. We have very strong trade unions, and still we need to go a long way to have a better participation of workers in the management of industries. And very often we feel that we are not finding red flags in India. Unfortunately, the red flag is missing in India nowadays. Article 43B was added by 97th Amendment. It's about cooperative societies. You all know cooperative societies are very important for rural development and agriculture development. Particularly primary agriculture cooperative societies to APCOPs, cooperative banks to district level cooperative societies. We need to have a strong cooperative movement in India. Very strong cooperative movement in India. This is 43A, 43B. And the most important article 44, 4 and 4, uniform. Both the numbers are 4 and 4 means uniform. Uniform civil code. What do you mean by uniform civil code? Remember, if a Hindu commits a crime, Muslim commits a crime or a Christian commits a crime, the criminal laws are same. The criminal laws are same. Even the civil laws are also almost same. But the family laws or personal laws are different. Hindu law is different, Muslim law or Shariat law is different, Christian law is different. Uniform civil code aspires that there should be same civil code even in personal laws for everyone. You might be Hindu, Muslim or Christian. The civil law, that is the personal law, also should be same. What do you mean by personal law? Personal law deals with marriage, divorce, maintenance, succession, adoption. Personal law includes your marriage, maintenance, divorce, succession, adoption. All these things comes under personal laws, not LOSS, LAWS. personal law. See, if you take Hindu law, we have Hindu Marriage Act, Hindu Succession Act, Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, various laws for Hindus. In the beginning, if you see, there is a very famous saying in India, the grandfather's property should go only to the grandson. The grandfather's property should go only to the grandson. Even Hindu Succession Act in 1956 said that women do not have the right to inherit the grandfather's property. Male inheritance is a priority. Male progeny are very, very important. But you know, the leaders like say N.T. Ramarao in Andhra Pradesh have given equal property rights for women in the state level. But throughout India, only recently there were many changes, but still we have in Hindu law the dominance of males in inheritance, in acquiring the property. If you take Muslim law, there are many things which should be changed. I will tell you one example, the very famous case called Shah Banu case. Shah Banu case. Here I wish to tell you two important cases in Muslim law. One is Shah Banu case. Shah Banu is a Muslim lady. Her husband, after 30 years of their marriage, gave divorce to her, talaq to her. As you all know, in Muslim law, talaq is very easy, and Muslim law, according to Muslim law, marriage is a contract. According to Hindu law, marriage is a sacred thing. According to Muslim law, marriage is a contract. And husband have no mandatory rule to give maintenance to the wife. Only 3 months he will give maintenance. After divorce, first 3 months he will give maintenance. That period is called iddat period, IDDAT. Or if the wife is pregnant, till her delivery, he will give maintenance. After that, if he want to give, he can give, otherwise he need not. Whereas in Hindu law, if a husband gives divorce to the wife, husband has to give maintenance to her. Whereas in Muslim law, there is no rule. And Shah Banu, very old lady at that time, went up to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court told, see, if the husband is a leading lawyer and a wife do not have source of income, wife is entitled to get the income from husband, maintenance from the husband. And when this judgment came, many orthodox sections in the Muslim community said, why you are interfering in the Shariat law, Muslim law. Then at that time, Rajiv Gandhi government, you know the way vote bank issues, Muslim vote bank, Rajiv Gandhi government made a law, Muslim rights of women, diverse rights of women, all these things act. He has made an act and said, separate law was made by Rajiv Gandhi government, and Rajiv Gandhi said, the government said that if a husband wants to give maintenance, he can give. Otherwise, he need not give. If he wants to give maintenance, he can give under section 125 of CRPC. He told that was a very rude law for women, because poor women, mostly you all know Muslim women, in the olden days they don't have proper education. If the husband suddenly leaves them, where should they go? This is one practice where maintenance is not given to Muslim women. Now in the recent past, in many cases women are getting some maintenance, but earlier there was no maintenance for Muslim women. And next important thing in Muslim law is nikah halala. Nikah halala. Still the issue is going on in the court. Nikah, nikah, HALALA. There is one more issue called nikah halala. What is this nikah halala issue? See, if a woman who was married to a man and divorced from that man, if she again wanted to marry the man, same man, she has to go for the second marriage, and the marriage should be consummated, and again she has to come and marry the first husband. This was a practice in Islam that was now in the court. It was sub judice. The court has to decide. This practice is called nikah halala. Nikah halala means a married woman who got divorced from the husband, if she again wanted to remarry the same husband, she has to get second marriage, and the marriage should be consummated. Again she has to come to the first husband. This was the story. So this is the practice of nikah halala. And third thing, 2 years back, 1.5 years back, triple talaq, instant triple talaq or talaq-e biddat was made as unconstitutional. in Sayara Banu case, not Shah Banu, Sayara, Sayara. In Sayara Banu case, instant triple talaq was banned. Now it was an offence. If a husband gives instant triple talaq, triple talaq is in existence. Talaq is in existence, but instant triple talaq is banned. And there are many practices. Even in Islam, Sharia law, a Muslim husband can have 4 wives at a time. Even that affects the human rights of wife in many cases. Coming back, if you see Hindu law, women are at receiving end. If you see Muslim law, women are at receiving end. If you go for Christian law, for example, if a Christian husband wanted to give divorce to the wife, if the Christian husband wanted to give divorce to the wife, he has to prove that wife have committed adultery. He has to prove that wife have committed adultery. Whereas, if a Christian wife wanted to give divorce to the husband, she has to prove that husband have committed adultery. Along with that, he has deserted her. So, for husband there is different rule, and for wife it is different. So, if the husband want to give divorce, he has to prove adultery of the wife. If the wife wanted to give divorce, she has to prove adultery along with desertion from the husband. So, in all the personal laws, women are at the receiving end. So, when personal laws are against one gender, that means there is a bias, there is a discrimination. So, India wants uniform civil code. India needs uniform civil code, but unfortunately, even sometimes the law commission tells there is no urgency to give uniform civil code. Why we are still delaying uniform civil code? If you touch into the personal issues, people do not tolerate. Vote bank politics. So, personal issues of the people really are very, very dangerous. So, no political party can dare to touch it because it affects vote bank, first thing. Second thing, many sections of the community in every community argue that Article 25 to 28 of the Indian Constitution, Article 25 to 28 of the Indian Constitution gives religious freedom. So, we have religious freedom to follow our religious practices also. Who are you to say this practice you should stop, this practice you should follow? Even that was an issue. So, for that reason, uniform civil code is still a distant dream in India. We cannot tell exactly when we can achieve that, even though we fight for it. This is Article 44 and significance of Article 44. And Article 45, you all know we have early childhood care. See, before 86 Amendment Act, it is right to education. Right to education have become a fundamental right by 86 Amendment. So, we have early childhood care, 0 to 6 years. We have Janani Suraksha Yojana, Janani Shisu Suraksha Karyakramam, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Pradhan Mantri Matritva Sahyog Yojana, and we also have Anganwadi schools. We also have Anganwadi schools. So, we have various programs, and particularly we have ICDS, Integrated Child Development Service. We have lot many things to for early childhood care, and in fact, for first class and second class, we have a scheme called Pade Bharat and Bade Bharat, because the basics in the first class and second class are very, very important for the kids. Pade Bharat and Bade Bharat. And coming to Article 46. Article 46, if you could remember Champakam Dore Rajan case, 14 versus 46. Article 46 says that state should promote education and economic interests of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections. According to Article 46, state should promote economic and educational interests of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections. Say for example, we will give SC scholarships, ST scholarships. So, seats reserved in education for SCs and STs and weaker sections. Even weaker sections now comes economically backward classes. 10% reservation was given by 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act for the weaker sections. So, all these things comes under Article 46. Even in various schemes, for example, in India we have a scheme called Stand Up India along with Startup India. Stand Up India is for SC, ST entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and we have, say, in every scheme, for example, Indira Awas Yojana, we have earmarked some houses for SCs and STs. So, in every scheme and program, we have various SC, ST priorities, and we also have ST subplans in various states. All these things comes under, and ITDA program, Integrated Tribal Development Authority. So, So we are doing so many things. Under Article 46. Article 47. State should strive to raise the level of nutrition, standard of living, public health. So some states are banning liquor, prohibition. You know already Kerala, Bihar, even NT Ramarao in Andhra Pradesh experimented with prohibition. Okay, next is let him do, we will talk about it. Next thing, we have Food Security Act, and we are also working for food enrichment programs, nutrition programs like golden rice with vitamin enrichment, and we also are working for banning of cow slaughter banning, even that we are working on it. So we are working on various things. Standard of living includes MG Narega, and we also trying to go for a new idea have come but very difficult to implement, universal basic income. So various things we are working for Article 47. Article 48, Organization of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry. Organization of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, irrigation, for better irrigation. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, insurance. Soil Health Card Scheme. E-NAM, E-National Agricultural Market. And we have Daily Development Plan, Cattle Genomics, what not. We are doing our best to promote and support agriculture, and we are giving MSP, minimum support price, procurement price. So many things we are doing for the betterment of agriculture in India. Recently Prime Minister launched Pradhan Mantri Kisan, even that is 48. Article 48. 48A, it was added by 42nd Amendment 1976. Article 48A, added by 42nd Amendment 1976. Protection of environment, forests and wildlife. We have Environmental Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Act, Biodiversity Act, National Green Tribunal, Project Tiger, Eco-Sensitive Zones, what not. For the promotion and protecting of environment, we are working hard. Even we have CAMPA, Compensatory Afforestation Bill, CAMPA fund we have created, and wildlife we are protecting, and under that we have schedules. We cannot kill certain things, endangered species, critically endangered species. All these things comes under 48A. 49, protection of monuments and places of national importance. You all know that we have Archaeological Survey of India, and we have Incredible India campaign. We are trying to protect World Heritage Sites which are in India under UNESCO MAP program, Man and Biosphere program. Atidhi Devo Bhava, we are also encouraging tourism into India. 49, this is 49. 50, separation of judiciary from executive. Even in this we have excelled. Separation of judiciary from executive, Article 50. And Article 51, maintenance of international peace and security. Remember, when some other country attacked India, India retaliated. India never waged war by itself. India never went for doctrine of preemption. Preemption means no preemptive strike. Unless the other country attacked India, India retaliated. India is a Buddhist loving country, Buddhist principles, India loves. India signed Panchashila earlier with China, and India is a country with NAM. India has a leadership of NAM, non-alignment movement, and India always loves peace and good neighborhood. So all these things says India loves international peace and security. Article 51. All these things shows that though the directive principles are not enforceable in court of law, they impose positive obligations on the state to actually enrich our state towards positive good and towards better society, and to promote the good life and well-being of all citizens and all individuals who are living in the country. And we cannot relegate second position to the directive principles of state policy. This is the significance of DPSP.